You've got the ingredients to fade a dark spot. They might even be sitting in your bathroom right now. Azelaic acid, vitamin C, and niacinamide. And you still haven't really started because you bought them and then someone told you that vitamin C and niacinamide cancel each other out, or that layering the wrong things would burn your skin. So the bottles just sit there doing nothing while the spot you bought them for is still sitting on your face. I've been that person, too unsure of how to use something to actually use it at all. If you caught my last video, you already know why our skin marks like this. Today is the part you've been waiting for: what to actually do about it. How to use all three of these ingredients together in the right order, morning and night, without wrecking your skin. This is your skincare routine for dark spots, built the right way for skin like ours. Hi, I'm Dana, skincare educator and founder of Beauty in Color. I help Black women understand their skin, build better routines, and age intentionally. By the end of this video, you'll know the one myth that's been keeping you from even starting. You'll know exactly what to do, the morning and night routine in the right order and how to ease into it. And you'll know how long this honestly takes. Plus, how to tell it's working before your eyes can even see it. That last part is the one no one walks you through. So let's build it. Let's start by clearing the thing I just mentioned, because it stops more people than anything else in skincare. There's a myth that you can't use vitamin C and niacinamide together because they cancel each other out. Here's the truth. You can use them together. Flatly, yes. That myth is old. It comes from lab studies done decades ago, where the pure raw forms of these ingredients were combined under high heat, and they formed a compound that irritated skin. But that is a lab. That's not your bathroom shelf, and it's not your face. The products you actually buy are formulated to be stable. At normal temperatures, on normal skin, these two do not cancel out. They do not turn your skin red, and they do not undo each other's work. They do different jobs, which means together they do more, not less. So if that rumor is the reason you've been keeping them in separate corners, you can let it go right now. We're gonna use both. Before we build anything, I wanna mention one thing. There are other ingredients that fade dark spots, and I covered the full lineup in the dark spots video. But these three, vitamin C, azelaic acid, and niacinamide, are the ones I'd actually build a routine around, because together they cover the most ground with the least risk for skin like ours. So these are our three, the main characters. Now, a quick reminder of what each one does. You first met these in my ingredients video, and I went all the way into how each one fades a dark spot in the dark spots video. So I'm not going to rebuild that here. Watch those if you want the full mechanism. Today, I just need you to remember the job each one does, because the job is what tells you where it goes. Let's start with vitamin C, because it's your morning one. It interrupts pigment as it's forming, and it does a second job. It defends your skin against the daily light that darkens spots in the first place. That's why it lives in the morning. For fading, you're looking at roughly 10 to 15%. And if your skin is sensitive and a strong vitamin C stings, there are gentler forms that are kinder to reactive skin. Then your two evening ones. Azelaic acid slows the spot down at the source. It tells the overworking cells to make less pigment, and it's selective. It tends to go after the trouble and leave the rest of your skin alone. That's why it's such a smart pick for us. It fades the spot without lightening the skin around it. You'll usually find it around 10% over the counter, and that's a good place to start. And niacinamide works one step later than azelaic. While azelaic acid slows the pigment down where it's made, niacinamide blocks it from traveling up to where you can see it. It's the calmest of the three, and it plays well with almost everything. And for skin that flares at the first sign of an active, it's the easiest place to begin. About 2 to 10% does the job. Okay, here's the routine. And if you've watched my routine video, this is gonna feel very familiar because we're using the same framework you already know. Cleanse, treat, moisturize, and protect. We're just slotting our 3 ingredients into the treat step. In the morning, all 4 steps. You cleanse, then you treat, and your morning treat is vitamin C on bare skin because it works best with nothing in its way and it's setting up your daytime defense. Then you moisturize, then you protect, which means you're wearing sunscreen every single morning. And I'll come back to why that step is the one that makes or breaks all of this. So your morning is cleanse, treat with vitamin C, moisturize, and protect. At night, there are 3 steps because you're not protecting against the sun while you're asleep. So you cleanse, then you treat, and this is where our azelaic acid and niacinamide live. Then you moisturize. That's it. Cleanse, treat, moisturize. Now here's the order question everyone gets stuck on. When you're layering, go thinnest to thickest. The more watery liquid product goes first, the richer cream goes later. And if you're using vitamin C and niacinamide in the same routine, put the vitamin C on first, give it half a minute to settle, then add the niacinamide. Done. Here's the part that matters more than order. Do not bring all 3 in at once. I know it's tempting, you're motivated, you want to throw everything at the spot. Resist it. Start with 1, and my recommendation would be niacinamide because it's the gentlest and the least likely to upset your skin. Give it 2 to 3 weeks. Let your skin show you it's fine, then add on azelaic acid. Then bring vitamin C into your mornings last, once you know your skin is handling everything else. Gentlest first, strongest last. That's the order that protects you. And if something reacts along the way, you'll know exactly which thing did it. Pile them on at the same time and you'll learn nothing except your face is angry. And if you've heard retinoids fade spots too, they do. And they belong in this conversation. But starting one is its own process. And I want to walk through that carefully in the retinol video. For today, leave it to the side. The 3 you already have are plenty. So where do you adjust this? The biggest one is sensitivity. If your skin is reactive or eczema prone, lead with niacinamide. It's the gentlest, it builds your tolerance, and it's the least likely to flare you. Bring vitamin C in slowly, and if a strong one stings, reach for one of those gentler forms instead of pushing through. And let me separate something here because I never want my skin to become your rule book. I use vitamin C in the morning regularly. I've been using L-ascorbic acid as a morning ingredient for over 10 years. So it's a settled part of my own routine. But that's my skin and my history with the ingredient. It's not a rule that everyone has to do it that way. The actual rule is the one underneath. Match the active to your skin and bring things in one at a time. If your skin loves vitamin C, wonderful, use it. The routine bends to you, not the other way around. Now, I want to slow down on the piece that the entire reason this routine looks the way it does. For us, inflammation is what creates the dark spot in the first place. The irritation comes first, the mark comes after. So when you go aggressive, when you stack strong acids, when you push a product that's stinging because you think stronger means faster, you are creating the exact inflammation that makes new pigment. You can darken your skin while you try to fade it. That is not a small risk for us. That's the main trap. This is why I keep steering you towards azelaic acid, niacinamide, and towards patience. Not because they're the weak option, because they fade the spot without lighting the fire. The strongest acids on the shelf, the prescription tier treatments, those all have their place with a professional watching. And I talked about that in the dark spots video. But the routine that wins for most of us, most of the time, is the gentle one, run consistently. The race is not the strongest product. The race is the one you can stay on without setting your skin back. And here's the step the whole thing collapses without: sunscreen. Every single morning. I won't rebuild the full lesson here because I made a whole video on choosing one that works for our skin. And the dark spots video covers the specific kind that guards against what darkens a spot. So go watch those. For today, one thing is all you need. Skip the sunscreen and everything else you just learned is wasted effort. You'd be treating the spot while the thing that caused it keeps going. The actives are the bucket. Sunscreen patches the hole. No days off. Before we wrap up, I want to share the 3 mistakes that keep people stuck. These are routine mistakes. 1, starting all 3 at once. We covered it, but it's the big one, so it's worth saying it twice. You overwhelm your skin, it reacts, and you blame the ingredients when the real problem was the pace. 1 at a time. 2, chasing the strongest percentage instead of staying consistent. A gentle routine you actually do every day beats a powerful one you'll keep quitting because it irritates you. Consistency is the active ingredient no one prints on the label. 3, treating the dark spots and skipping the sunscreen anyway. Same hole, same boat. If you fix only one mistake in this whole video, please make it that one. So how do you know it's working, especially early when your eyes can't see a difference yet? Here's what to actually watch for. The first few weeks, you're not going for the spot to be gone. You're looking for your skin to be calm, tolerating everything, not reacting. That's success at week 2. Around the 4 to 6 week mark, the newer surface spots start to soften at the edges. The deeper, older ones take longer, think months, and the deepest may need that professional. By 8 to 12 weeks, if you've stayed consistent, you'll start to actually see it. And here's the honest truth about how you'll notice. Not in the mirror, day to day. You look at yourself every morning and nothing changes morning to morning, but you'll catch it in a photo a few months from now. You'll be scrolling, you'll land on a picture from 2 months ago, and the spot will be quieter than it is now. That's how this actually works. Progress here is a trend, not a moment. Staying with it long enough is the whole thing, which is exactly what I want to talk about another time. So that's the dark spot routine. 3 actives that each do a different job, brought in 1 at a time, layered thinnest to thickest, with sunscreen every single morning holding the whole thing together. You don't need the strongest routine. You need the right one run long enough to matter. If you want a starting point, the Azelaic, the vitamin C, the niacinamide, the sunscreens, they're all in my collection, sorted by the job they do. The link is in the description. As always, I only keep what's earned its place. So tell me in the comments which active you're starting with and which spot you're starting on. Someone else is starting the same one, and it helps to know you're not alone. And next week, we go back to the step that comes before any of this, the one most people quietly take for granted: cleansing. Whether you actually need to double cleanse or whether you're stripping your skin and calling it clean. Subscribe so you don't miss more skincare education. I am so glad you're here, and I will see you next week.